Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast. We're coming to you live from the Accelerator building in downtown Wilkes-Barre. I'm Rich Howells. I'm the founder and editor of NEPA Scene, and tonight we're here with Wilkes-Barre pop punk band Stay Loud. Their second full-length album is coming out on June 10th via DI Records. So we're going to talk about Sophomore Slump and the titular challenge of following up their debut record, Losing Sleep. The first singles, Wow, That's a Low Price, and Perennial, getting drawn as cartoons for the album cover and merchandise. Their high school experiences and how that imagery plays into the album. Recording at Navro Studios, the past 5 years since the Basement EP, what pop punk is today, and their kind of spin on that genre, and the stuff outside of that they've produced over the last few years. Their upcoming release show at Carl Hall in Wilkes-Barre on June 11th with Powder Keg Culture and Into Sunday. And their big announcement today and much, much more. So please stay tuned for the full hour. We would love to hear from you guys. So make sure you leave those comments down below, no matter what streaming platform you're watching on. We'll be able to put them up on screen, except for Instagram, because Instagram is difficult. I don't know why, but so you guys don't get the full quality. So if you're watching on Instagram, come over to the YouTube or the Facebook page or any of those and watch it on there, because you're definitely going to get a better watching and listening experience if you watch it here. But if you want to, you could stay there on your weird, vertical video if you want. We also want to thank our sponsor, Special Guest, before we get into it. Special Guest allows anyone anywhere to hire live entertainment on demand. The app removes the friction from talent booking by facilitating the discovery, communication, agreement, and payment process, working with the booker and the artist to make sure they both get what they want, to make events happen at venues, house parties, or wherever. So whether you're looking for live entertainment or you're a performer of any kind looking to get hired, visit specialguestapp.com to see what they can do for you. And thank you so much to Special Guest for sponsoring us and making this show possible. Everything except the beer. The beer's me. That's on me. Unless you are a brewer out there and you would love to sponsor us, because I would love that. That would be great. Yeah, exactly. Because these guys aren't paying us, so they get covered up with koozies. Could we start by please introducing yourselves and tell us your position in the band?
Chris Cashmere, lead singer, rhythm guitarist.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Kamore. I play those wooden things they call the drums, and I sing backing vocals when I can. So,
I'm Jerry Taleo. I play lead guitar.
And I'm CJ, and I play bass.
Cool. And we're Stay Loud.
So those who aren't familiar, could you give us a little background on who you are, or how long you've been doing it, that sort of thing?
Oh, all right.
We've been around about 5 years now.
CJ and I, we met at a show back in 2015.
Local show, yep.
Yep, at The Other Side. Rest in peace, we miss you. And, at the time, there was a drummer that I met, and we're trying to start a pop-punk band, and he told me he knew a bassist, which was CJ. At the time, his beard wasn't as... big, robust as it is now. It was in that early stage, developing, but it was a sign of greatness. So we met up a couple times, and we had our original drummer Justin with us, and then at a certain point, we rewrote music, just didn't have vocals or words or anything yet. So then when we met Chris, he posted a Facebook status saying, hey, I want to start a band, I'm looking for a bassist, guitarist, and a drummer, to which I told him, hey, I have a band that needs a singer. Just kind of worked out from there.
Yeah.
Fill in the gaps.
The rest is history.
Yes.
Now, I said pop punk at the beginning, but you guys aren't afraid to experiment with your sound and do a lot of different things. Some of your earlier stuff, I think, has maybe some Green Day or Yellow Card vibes. You kind of a ska thing going on with One Shot, which you put out last year, which was a lot of fun. Your latest single, Perennial, which if you tuned in from the beginning, you saw the video for that. Has kind of a slower, almost kind of indie rock vibe in some parts. So is it important to you guys for always doing something different and playing with your sound?
Well, I mean, from where we were approaching this new stuff, we really just kind of went back to the roots, and that's really what this is all about. Because again, I mean, it's been 5 years, and there's so much that goes, all the work that goes underneath it, especially for these guys that carried the torch all the way until I had the privilege of joining. But experimenting is essential, in my opinion, and I feel like these guys feel the same, because art is always growing, and there's never really a direction. It's just more about what you want to do, and if there's others that support it in the process, that's what we're grateful for the most. So we do experiment as much as we can. Punk is the roots, rock and roll, of course, keeps the backbone nice and sturdy, and then we just let the brain do its job.
I mean, we like a ton of different genres, so just in a writing process, it's like, just why not?
Yeah.
Why not do a ska song? Why not do a heavier song?
We did ska.
They mesh into this loud, style of music. That's all.
Yeah. Rock and roll.
Fits the name, right?
Yeah. Stay that way.
Yeah, ska was that one shot. That song is really actually unbelievable, because that was literally a joke. Honestly, it was just like, why don't we write a ska song? And honestly, that kind of experimentation obviously worked. So I mean, realistically,
and that was another thing too, because before we were really diving into the record, we had a couple songs here and there, but we did this as a joke, and we're like, let's see how it does.
Yeah.
And then it did really well, so we're like, all right, let's experiment a little bit more, and then the rest of the the album was made that way. So.
And ultimately, we're just trying to push the bar a little higher, because we're all phenomenal artists, instrumentalists, and we feel like, honestly, if we could play the 4-chord blues 12,000 ways, but honestly, now that this new album is coming out and all these new things are happening for us, we wanted to just take the time to just kind of give it back to the roots that we kind of came from. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
As a media guy, you always kind of, we're kind of stuck in the, we have to grab people's attention in like a few seconds. So we have to say something like, you're, a Wilkes-Barre pop punk band, so people get a general idea of, oh yeah, that sounds interesting, or oh yeah, no, I don't know if that's my thing, and they may or may not click or whatever. But musicians obviously shouldn't live in those sort of boundaries to have to stick to one particular thing and stuff. I feel like that would just get stale so quickly.
Yeah, well, and I mean also, if you think about it too, like what about the people that are supporting it too? If they like that sound, hey, stick with it. Love what you do, and that's why we're doing this stuff. But we love making music. I have 3 of my best friends here, and it's, again, when we all get down to it, and we actually all get together for once and do it, which we do, it only comes out as something that we love to do, and I'm glad, again, that others support it as well. So always trying to set the bar higher, Rich, and that's what we love to do.
So this upcoming album, which will be out in a week or so, is called Sophomore Slump. And so were you was that just kind of a fun title, or were you kind of thinking about like that, oh man, we really do have to follow up that other album, and that sort of thing?
Yeah, kind of the sophomore coming from it being our second full-length album, and then kind of being like a creative slump over trying to follow up in the first one, and
So we kind of got ahead of the game. So if people say, "Hey, man, this album's not that good," it's like, well, look at the title.
Beat you to it.
It is what it is.
Checkmate.
Right.
Can't hurt us anymore.
That's
This album, it's funny because this time around, we're not really taking ourselves too serious. It's just like, let's just have fun.
Serious enough, but not
serious
too serious.
Enough, but not too serious. And what's really funny is that if you look at the track titles, now usually a thing that bands usually do in the writing process, they have working titles. Right. And then at some point they give it official titles. Well, pretty much
them.
Most of the songs on this album are working titles. Like the first single, "Wow, That's a Low Price," has nothing. The title
that was the working title,
and the lyrics have nothing to do with each other. It's great.
That's fantastic.
100% Slapper is another one.
Yep.
Justine's an Ugly Name is another one.
It's just one of those things where, again, when you're there in the moment, at least for us, like, even just talking about it already just brings a smile to your face. You know what I mean? It's that memory of the creating process, which we tried to capture in that music when we recorded it, which we did, and we can't wait for you guys to hear it. But all in all, and even the sophomore slump side of it, we went to the school theme. So all of our stuff is animated, right? Like the stuff you draw in history class that you're not paying attention to anyways. The chalkboards, just the general vibe of sophomore year, because of how much we've changed over these years, and how much COVID and different environments and basically all that's going on in the world, how it morphs us as people over the years. Sophomore slump, in my opinion at least, was probably the most impactful year, because you finally realize, holy crap, I got to do this. This is it. So all in all, when you bring it all together, it's one giant mesh of just fun and memories and just a lot of love in between it, and that's what makes it so good. So that's what we're working on. It's gonna be out. Check it out, June 10th.
And it's a big album too. Like
It's a monster.
It's 15 tracks.
Right.
So was that the plan going in, or is it just how it kind of developed?
So back in 2020, before COVID, we actually had a tour lined up for, what was it, like May?
May.
I think it was May.
We had one in May.
Yeah.
One in June and one in July.
Right. So we had a lot of dates. And we were just gonna do 4-song like EP, which are on the record. And then shutdown happened and all the uncertainty, and we just kept writing, and we were sending demos back and forth. And then we went and when we finally were able to get back together, we made one shot because we were just like, why not?
Yeah.
And we just kept writing, and we had, I don't know, close up to like, what, 20 some songs.
Too dang many.
Too dang many. But like the problem was like each song was good, so we were like, we can't cut that one, can't cut that one. So finally, like, we got brought down to 15, and we were like, this is it. This is what we're doing.
Couldn't compromise any further after that.
Yeah.
He was messing with 13. He's like, no, we should do 13. I'm like, no, why not? We take advantage of the time we have. Just we're not playing. We don't know when we will. Let's just do it.
This is probably one of the few cases where the pandemic kind of helped an album in a way.
Right.
Because it gave you guys more time to kind of work on it.
Yeah, this album would not have happened if it wasn't for the pandemic. Yeah.
It would have just
Yeah,
been.
this
It
is
would have
true.
been something small. And honestly, when it comes out, we hope you have as much fun as we did making it, because it was a process. And I mean, even through the butting of heads and the different ideas that are shot across. Again, putting a puzzle isn't so easy if you don't know what it looks like at the end of it. But
That's the best part about it.
yeah,
And
we did it, damn it! Woohoo! It's like,
and I give Eric Novrosky of Nova
Yes.
Studios
Cheers.
all the praise and credit. He sat there with us hours and hours and days of us recording and making sure it was right.
Yeah.
And
He
that
tolerated our bullshit.
yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
He did.
So cheers to Eric, man. Absolutely.
The amount of patience you have to have
Absolutely.
to sift through us attempting to try our instruments.
Yeah. And again, I mean, and it was just I gotta stop saying and again. But furthermore, it was whatever the fuck. I'm just trying to be someone I'm not.
No, I never noticed you said that until now.
Yeah,
Think of it.
well,
He got himself.
it's a teacher thing. You gotta watch what you're saying, because if you screw him up, John's having a laugh. Hey, buddy, listen, I'll sell tickets to my class, man. You gotta check that out. But holy shit, is that fun? It's. As I was saying though, we were trying to experiment. Again, we're trying different stuff. We're just giving it a whirl. And Eric and the production behind it and how much really went into it behind it brought it all together as a perfect puzzle, and it was really, really cool working with him. It was different because we had, who'd you guys have before? It was Eric
Chesick of
Yes.
Side B Studios.
Side B Studios, shout out to them, and Tom Godin. And again, they did a phenomenal job. So again, setting the bar high on the first album already off the bat. We want to make sure that we got the best out of the best, so we got some of those.
Well, I remember we were talking about Side B, obviously, when we had you guys back on in 2018.
Moons ago.
And so they closed in 2018, I believe, right?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
that was it. We were one of the last projects out of there.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So was that kind of because I know you guys were really happy with
We
how
were.
things were coming out
Yeah,
there.
I loved it.
So then, how do you go and find somebody new to work with
So
that you
that-
think is going to fit?
that was rough because we loved it there, you know, the whole experience of it. So when that happened, we were like, where do we go?
Yeah, right.
You know, do we go to JL? And Jerry's like, well, let's try Novo Studios. We all know Eric, and we recorded our single we put out, Something I Can't Have, and it was phenomenal. And we were like, this is it. We're not leaving. So
It's a little like nerve-wracking kind of like trying to find somewhere new, like you don't know how the people are, the setting, the environment, whatever, but like Eric was very welcoming, very professional, made everything very smooth, sounds great, couldn't be happier with the finished product. So
no, it was all friends making it too. It
Yeah.
wasn't
he
just
puts up with us.
right. It wasn't just a business like, okay, this must on this, and
Yeah.
it was home. It was like jamming in your basement for that second time. It still sounds like ass, but it's all coming together real nice. And like, I don't know if I should say that. I'm sorry, y'all watching, but
Oh no, you can curse on the show.
I'm not that bad. I swear. But
You can say whatever the fuck you
it
want.
really, Jerry, we're at the Sex Pistols. I'm Boston. No, they're 50 Boston. No, I'm kidding. But it was like your friends are making it, and that friendship and the love and all of that really just pushed it forward. So.
Yeah.
Forever grateful for this experience.
It's funny because like I've known Eric for
Years.
almost 10 years now. I met him at LCC because we both had class together. We did music recording, and like we had several of the classes together. Like hung out a bunch of times, and like I remember him always talking about like building a studio. So like I've seen like his studio. Like in its early days, and then just like every time like I would come over, and it's like he has like a new piece of equipment. It's like just getting bigger and bigger. I see all these amps, and it's just like, oh, this is so cool. And now, he's
doing a whole bar.
He's building a new one.
Building a whole new
They're
one.
expanding.
Studio.
And like
stunning so
It
far.
is, and I get we get excited every time we see updates, and you see it just like slowly coming. So like seeing him build it from the ground up like that, it's just really cool. Being
awesome.
being able to say that, hey, we work with him. But, Eric, if you're watching, Eric, you're a good dude. We love you.
thank you.
Forever.
So let's talk about those first singles that people have heard by now. You better have heard by now. Wow, That's a Low Price and Perennial. Can you talk a little bit about what those songs are about? And it looks like you really took a different approach with Perennial, and I think that paid off pretty well.
Yeah. Well, so now that as a new member of the band, or new-ish member, but like freshman. That's funny, but they gave me the ability to actually write, and I'm blessed for that, because again, these guys are my best friends. They've even before I was a part of Stay Loud, and thank you, Justin, too, for that opportunity. I still love their stuff, and it was and we've even played in bands as far back as 2011,
Many years ago.
high school.
Yeah.
So it was very good chemistry all along. But Wow, That's a Low Price is really just one of those songs. It's kind of more so about somebody that's in a love situation where it always comes, and you'll notice this a lot of this album will always either come back to love or some kind of conflict resolution kind of thing. It always tells some kind of story. Realistically coming back to the central idea that changing is happening. There's a change that will always happen in every song when you listen to this album. So While That's a Low Price is more of a change in regards to almost kind of like hanging onto a rope that's burning your hand, Make me believe because I've got nothing left, and I know what you said. Coming from that lyric is basically just saying the song's kind of about how relationships could fall apart because of lack of communication. A lot of people, and when I was writing the lyrics behind it, a lot of communication breaks down easily. People don't like to talk, people don't like to share their emotions. They don't like to express their feelings. They don't like to go that extra distance. And it really isn't that much distance, because we're only human to understand that. So that's why that song kind of takes the shape of, it sounds kind of aggressive, but realistically it's just coming from one person's point of view in the sense that it hasn't been communicated across. So I've got nothing left, and I know what you said. There's an ocean lies between us. Like that further distancing of two people together. So that was While That's a Low Price, and I hope that it hits home for some people. Please talk, please talk, please talk. No matter what it's about. It could be anything, mental health. It could be talking about the frickin' roads, the weather, like we were talking about that earlier. We were talking, period. Communication is key, and that's really what that's about. For Perennial was actually a very special song. When I was writing those lyrics, it was a vulnerable point in my life because COVID kind of threw me in a loophole. You know, I'm the sunshine rainbow kind of guy, you know. I always look on the bright side of life. A lot of great things, and some special people came into my life around that time period. But because of those lockdowns, that shutdowns, like everything closing up and the fear of literally living in your house, it was kind of a relationship that just kind of fell apart, you know. Someone really special entered my life and actually put me on spot for once in my, like, it was just a total curveball. And again, that central idea of change shows up in Perennial as well, because it's about somebody that's trying to build this garden that will not grow because they just keep digging and trying to find the answers when the answers are already in front of them. It's a garden. You have to give it time. And that's why those lyrics, they reflect the growth. One day, coming back one day, like a perennial in the weeds. You know, one day this will show up again. One day this will happen again. So will I be ready for it? Will they be there too? We'll never know. It's really cool. I like to get into that stuff because I'm laughing. It's the only place.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, and it was almost actually Perennial was a poem. I write poetry too, but the lyrics for Wow was written for Wow, but the lyrics for Perennial was actually a poem that I wrote going through that because I wrote we were working on the riff together. I threw the general idea out, and these guys just took it away, and they melded with it so well. But I kind of wanted to be like that droney kind of like empty kind of feeling, because that's how it was then. And I feel like I wish that hope, or at least I hope that other people out there listening understand that you weren't alone there, and that's what that song's for. So.
So you guys are all kind of writing your own,
Yes.
parts with these songs.
Yes.
Well, obviously with 15 songs, I would imagine that's not just one guy.
Yeah. It was nice this time around, like the first time with the record, and a lot of the lyrics and stuff. I was writing them, and when John came in, he we have that chemistry for how many years now. So he's like, hey, I have these lyrics, or I have like a riff, and it's like, you know what, let's see where it goes, and a lot of them ended up on the record. It was just nice. It was refreshing, And
it was cool because and then see these guys, like, dude, I'm telling you what, CJ and Jerry,
this man here,
CJ stepped
he has
up.
the riffs.
He stepped
He
up.
stores them.
And then Jerry, complimenting you, I'm gonna butter you up, you big biscuit, you. I'm gonna butter you up because
He came through big time. Like,
it wasn't just the usual leads, and it wasn't just the same old everyone. Everyone here genuinely stepped out of their comfort zone.
yeah, we broke our boundaries a little bit.
Dealt with the idea of growth and change, which is the central idea. And every single person here on this couch has stepped up to beyond expectations. And I can't wait to show my grandkids when I'm like 80 years old, if they even know what the fuck this is. But I did this with these guys, and they put it all into it. So.
But it is nice too, because like during the recording process, it's a lot of fun, but it could be very stressful. And a lot of those stressful times were us trying to do these things that we're not
Used to.
doing, so it's out of our comfort zone. So it was very,
Right.
it was more
kind of
frustrating.
fit, really, well.
Right. It paid off, but like during the moment, like I know me and Jerry had a few little meltdowns here and there.
Yeah,
We
some
couldn't
guitar
figure it out.
solos. If there's anything Chris and I have learned, it's like, yeah, we can play guitar, but to play like a competent,
Pushing the boundary.
pushing boundaries, appealing guitar solos, it's like, oh boy, we had to kind of step out of our comfort zone, and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it goes too. It's like, do you want something that's real scaly, shreddy type of stuff, or you want something that someone's gonna
What's
feel
the
it?
feel?
Right.
You want to feel, and that's I like to feel it.
Absolutely.
I know you do. But yeah, all in all, when it comes down to it, those two songs were basically written for those people out there that feel like they need to talk more. Those people that feel like they have been alone throughout this pandemic. that have been alone throughout their lives. I'm talking to you, and I hope that you all feel that we've put this out for you guys too. Please talk to me, talk to us. I'll volunteer you because everyone needs an ear. So please listen to Wow It's a Low Price. Please listen to Perennial by Stay Loud. Tune in soon.
Next week.
We have some comments, so we'll highlight some of those.
Well,
here.
thank you.
Yay.
Hello.
And,
Let's talk.
Hello, friends.
This is
Popco
Jerry.
Project says
Oh,
Jerry's the
hi,
worst.
Popco. Yeah, Jerry.
He's right.
He had Walmart connection, man, and we did an interview with Popco like 2 weeks ago, and his phone just couldn't do it.
Ah, okay.
We're waiting for him. Oh.
What a roast. You know,
I did watch that before the show. I didn't want to step on too much of what Popco's already done.
no.
So
Johnny's a great dude, and
He is.
and he's been a tremendous help, not just for us, but for all bands like yourself, Rich, too. Like gentlemen like yourselves go beyond the limits of your own personal lives to help others as well. And I want to thank you both for that.
I
because-
appreciate that. Thank you.
And really, and I mean, I totally understand Johnny with the connection because my house does not have the connection. I don't know. There's something weird about it.
Yeah.
In our little lovely development there, but it's really wonderful because all in all, when it comes down to it, we're all neighbors, and it's the same kind of community. So yeah, Jerry's a little rough around the edges, but it's only his hair gel. Everything else is a big teddy bear.
Since
so.
then, we got our internet changed, and it's been working.
I bet you went down here like, listen, we can't do this.
Yeah.
We gotta
No.
figure it out.
Who else? Anybody else in there?
Let's see.
Having a good
let's go to
time?
Ryan Grutt.
Oh, hi, Ryan.
What's everyone's favorite song on the new record?
You dare ask us that.
That's a hard question.
CJ, you start.
Yeah.
Oh man,
CJ.
I don't even remember all of them. At this
Ryan.
moment, I'm gonna have to go 100% slapper. I think.
Okay.
So there's a song off this album called "Down the Rabbit Hole."
It's a solid one.
That one's my personal favorite.
My personal favorite. Oh, what a question, man! I'll tell you what, they're all good. They're really that good. I love these songs, but there is one that hits different, especially on the recording, and it's called 100% Slapper. And you guys will check that out when it comes out June 10th. And that album, that song is just it's kind of like putting shit in front of your face. Like, this is the world now. What are you going to do about it? And unfortunately, some people don't like to see the world as it is. And that's what that song's about, but you should check it out because that was actually the first song we wrote for this, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
100% Slapper was the first one, the
Yep.
one that set the tone, right? Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, that was part of
You
that
might
first
be right.
batch we
Yeah.
did.
So that actually made the album, and I hope you enjoy it.
I'm gonna have to go with "No Room for Assholes" and rock and roll. I'm a sucker for rock and roll. If you love rock and roll, that is gonna be the song. We actually do a little crazy time signature in there too, so it's different.
Scary stuff.
Whoa,
Yeah.
you scared?
Sometimes.
You're right.
Well, back when you released your first album, I remember NEPA Scene premiered a song called "Fuck Yourself."
Yeah.
Is there one of those on there?
Precisely that
One of those
one.
types of songs, I guess. I could say on there.
That is the fuck yourself for this one, in my opinion.
Which 100%.
Oh no,
No
for
Room for
assholes.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Well, that song. Well, I mean, go fuck yourself. Is
Maybe Temper Tantrum.
Temper Tantrum's
Yeah.
a very interesting song too. That one's much more heavier.
That's the heaviest song we've done, so look out for that one.
Yeah, that's a fun one, and that was inspired by my friends in One Step Closer, and the hardcore scene. All my people, Justin Klimo,
Brian
shout out to
Talpan,
him.
if you're watching,
BT,
love you, bud.
Warren, check these guys out. Gloves Off, check them out. Fool's Game, all those guys in hardcore. Big shout out to those guys because I mean, obviously it fueled some of the stuff we're making here. But I was talking. Even what was it, Temper Tantrum and
No Room.
No Room for Assholes is kind of like that fuck you kind of song. To bigots, to people that are not like people that don't know how to disassociate themselves from music. Where it's those people that are like the heroes of the pandemic, the heroes of the previous election, the ones that feel like they need to bring other people down for what they believe in. No matter how stupid it is, the whole point of the matter is there's no room for assholes in rock and roll. Keep music, music. Keep art, art. If you want to express that art, you should. But I'll tell you what, don't be an asshole about it, you know? Do what you got to do and get your message out and mean it, you know? Be somebody that can follow up on what they're doing. And more importantly, keep assholes out of rock and roll. Period. That's a fun one. Thanks, Grut.
Thank you, Grut.
Alana says, stay quiet.
Impossible!
It's impossible.
This week.
Never going to happen.
Impossible.
Unless this mic fucks up again. Then
right, well.
We'll see. Let's see. Ash says, hello, stay loud.
Hello.
Love you.
Let's see. And Lauren says, my brother's the drummer.
Whoa.
That is my sister.
Hi, Lauren.
Yeah, hi, Lauren. And Mom and all y'all watching.
Hope
at
to
home,
see
I
you
think.
guys next Saturday.
Yo. That's going to be fun. Thanks, Lauren.
Kathy says, great bunch of awesome, talented guys.
Oh, thanks.
You guys are getting all kinds of love on the street. That's
Well,
good. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, well, we hope so too, because we love you as much. We actually more, way more, because again, we couldn't do all this.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have this opportunity without any of you guys.
That's true.
A lot of people I've heard some familiar names, and they actually bought the vinyl records that we did up in New York.
Yep.
Yes.
So thank you for doing that. Thank you for supporting that. That was really cool.
That was a fun time.
That was in Brooklyn, New York. It was what's the studio? Please remind me.
Least of all.
Least of All Studios.
It was unique.
Yes, it was a weird experience, but it was a fun one because for it was just totally live.
Yeah.
Making 45s like they used to, just pressing the needle. No mixing, mastering, just straight
Wow.
from voice to.
So whatever take we did, that was the take. Like that's your record. So if we messed up, I messed up, whatever.
I hope you love it.
Pressure there, yeah. That's cool.
It was great, man. Yeah, it was fun, but that again, those experiences don't come without all you guys watching. With all the support from NEPA Scene, with all the support from our label DI, it's just a privilege, man. What more could we say? We're gonna keep doing it. So
Speaking of which, how did you guys hook up with DI Records, and how's that working for you so far?
So I was seeing Alona. We love you.
thank you.
I was seeing that she was promoting that, and I reached out, and we sent messages back and forth, and she took a great interest in us, and we did our part, and they loved us, and they took us under their wing, and it's been nothing but great since then. They've been helping us out.
They're very
greatly.
helpful.
Nice.
And it saves a lot of stress. And also, I mean, even when they're checking us out playing, so please check us out live.
Next Saturday.
Yes, next Saturday. They were impressed. They liked the way we played things. We do it 100%, and I mean, Gerald. But we do it 100%, and that's really what we're trying to do. And we're so grateful for DI to step up and say, hey, we know you do 100%, we do 100% too. So all in all, we're grateful for them, and we can't wait to see what's next, which is 1 week from now. So.
Yeah.
Well, to get you guys hyped, there's a great music video for Wow, That's a Low Price. Let's talk about the making of that. Was that recorded at a school that you guys went to? Where was that?
It was at a school unmentioned.
Okay. Yeah. Love you though.
Yes, but
Love you.
we also went through Nova Studios. Sarah Novroski does the video
Love her, too.
aspect of it. Wonderful. Can't express the gratitude. And we were storyboarding this music video, which we'd never done before. Usually it was just playthroughs, but we wanted to have some sort of a story behind it. And, we were playing it out, and we, wanted to do it at school because it's themed with the record.
Sure.
Obviously, it has nothing to do with the price of the song, but you know what I mean.
Or those weird Staples commercials.
And while we were doing it, we were like, let's get a janitor in there. And we were like, oh, we should get Duds for it. And Duds agreed. Oh, bless you.
Mike Duds McDonald, ladies
We
and
love
gentlemen.
you.
Mike Duds McDonald, please check him out.
Yes,
Duds on
please.
Facebook.
He is phenomenal.
Can he be nominated for that, for something like an Oscar or
He
something?
should.
I hope.
He should.
I hope.
Yeah, we should make it happen.
Excellent performance.
And
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, he actually went out of his comfort zone too, because he's
Yeah.
usually not. He's not
Yeah.
he's not the one to.
And we appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
We do.
And we got on video, and it's very professionally done video.
By the
so-
way, sir, your hair flip.
dude, I think that's bookmarked in that video. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, and you want to see some frothy, like just luscious hair,
Yeah.
just banging out some rock and roll, you should check out. I think the timestamp is 157 or 223 in that video. Shut up, Jerry. I like this, and I'm gonna
I'm just
freaking
jealous
swear
that
by
you
it.
knew the exact
Right, yeah.
time. I wish
You
I
know,
knew it.
Jealous of
I
concern.
show my students that video, and they think it's really cool. So you should see it in slow motion while that's a low price by Stay Loud on YouTube. But yeah, that whole process too was really just capturing the essence of school. The kind of the stereotypes of it too. You know, the pressure of performing at the talent show.
Yes.
The pressure of getting people together to do it the right way. All your friends are in the crowd watching. Like
Yeah.
those tryouts that those kids go through, and I see it firsthand, the stress they go through. They practice hours in and out, you know, just as bands do. So the process of making that and using the school, which again we are so grateful, was trying to capture the essence of how something as simple as a talent show, for us even, could grow into something so big. Granted, there's no crowd except for the janitor there, but that's the irony of it. Is maybe one day that those kids on that stage will become that place selling out a concert one day. So that's really kind of how we went about it. And Sarah Navrosky did a phenomenal job of putting it all together,
Beyond phenomenal.
capturing all the ideas that we had, and more importantly, making sure that we kept the integrity of the school at heart and the integrity of the song right in their ears. So we did a good job.
Let's, since we're on the subject of high school, let's talk about your personal high school experiences. What were they like? Were they good? Were they not? Were
I
they,
had
was it-
to-
couldn't wait to graduate.
So I had to deal with this clown for almost my entire life here.
Wow.
So no, high school was cool.
Right.
I was kind of one of those drifter guys, so I went through whatever type of faction of school where nerds, popular, whatever. It was one of those drifter guys. Didn't really belong anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy here, he was the grade above me. I got held back. Unbelievable. Not my fault. Younger years when I was a kid. But, this guy, he made it a hell of a lot of fun. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Well, if you really wanted to get in high school, all throughout school, my experience was simply this. I like to push the boundaries. So, very much so. I always still do. And people love me for that, and I respect that too. Always respectful. Never rude, never wrong. But I just did dumb shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just stupid, you know?
We all did.
Lack of frontal lobe was my excuse, naturally. But honestly, though I'm forever grateful for the experiences that I had, because of the discipline that I had to deal with, which was way too much, I felt, even as a student, isolated. You know, I felt like I was better off locked in a cage kind of thing. It was detention constantly, ISS. You know it.
Oh, yeah, every day. I would walk the hall, go to the
My
bathroom.
name, yeah.
There he was.
Just potating, you know.
Go to cafeteria, get me something.
Yeah, and you know they would. And I'm grateful for all those that aren't even watching. Wherever the hell you are, thank you for getting me that pretzel. Thank you for getting me that churro. You really created a monster. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had churros.
man.
We had the cheese stuffed pretzels
But
and
we've
stuff.
done some dumb
Whoa.
shit, including
Dang.
hacking the school cafeteria menu and changing some weird shit. I will not claim names, but I was part of that batch file, and it actually we did some weird stuff. that was a different story. I'll leave that out. I'll just leave that little bourbon there for whoever gives a shit. But either all in all, I became a teacher. I'm a teacher. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. I love it. I don't go to work, sorry. But really, I became a teacher because I didn't want my kids to ever have the experience that I had in school. My cursive is so good because I just sat in attention writing. I never really learned beyond the scope of my ability. It was always kind of like me just getting held back, kind of locked in a chamber kind of thing. So all in all, when I got out of high school, never failed. I was okay, but my experience was basically I need to be a teacher to make sure my students never had the feeling that I had when I went through school. The feeling that you're not enough. The feeling that you need to be locked in and go to jail. Like you're just not gonna be anything special like that. People that just, even though they may have supported it once in a while, it was always the no Johns. It was always the, you can't do that, you can't do this. And I was always the one that said, why not? So that was my experience. And honestly, here I am, better than ever. And more importantly, my students are doing 10 times better than I could have ever done in school. And I'm very proud of them as they end this year as well. So
Good. Yeah.
nothing like that.
Yeah, no,
Excellent.
I was a major outcast. No, so it's like when I was in school, like, you know, they always do that typical thing of like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you know, everyone around me was always, you know, nurse, doctor, you know, sports, and you know, I just wanted to play music. So like when I went to high school, I didn't know, like, I was like, how do I try music here? Like, it was pretty hard trying to meet people that did music. So I don't think you guys knew this, but like I played guitar in the jazz in my school's jazz band. Wow. And it was the funniest thing because I don't know how to read actual sheet music. So I just remember like I just remember opening the folder and I'm like, oh cool, where are the chords? And and it's just like, shit. And then like it was just the funniest thing because the other person that played guitar, like I peeked over and I see them playing a C. I'm like, all right, cool. I will play a C for the whole song, different variations. I think I'll be fine. I'll manage.
And it worked.
It worked out, yeah.
That's jazz.
And then I also, I somehow sang in the school chorus.
Nice.
And how that started.
Whoa, man. We gotta use this. It's uninhibited power.
I hate to be that guy, but I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Good. So how that started, it was really funny because our course instructor, she was looking for musicians to be accompanist. So I went to a Catholic school. So during the masses, during school church, they wanted musicians to play. So she's like, "Hey, I need a guitar player." I was like, "Yeah, sure." She gives me the sheet music that had chords. She gave me the sheet music, and I'm like, all right, cool. And then the ones that didn't have chords, I remember asking her like, hey, what do I do for these songs? And she was like, oh, you know, just sing along. I'm like, all right. So when it came to that, I'm just sitting on the chair, just like, just singing around. Somehow, I don't know how this happened. It slowly got to a point where, she started having me sing more in the chorus. And then I always joke about this. I always, at some point, I'm on stage with the chorus, like on those risers. You know how, like, you know, the chorus, how they're standing. I'm just in the middle. I'm holding my folder, wearing a tuxedo during the spring concert, you know, singing. And it's like, how the fuck did I get here?
How do I get that video, Jared?
I will find a photo from the yearbook.
Man.
There's a photo, and the funny thing about this one particular photo, there's a photo of me in a tuxedo playing acoustic guitar on the yearbook, and then at some point, my parents were driving me to school, and we came across a billboard that had that photo. And then I started getting text messages from like a lot of my classmates, like, "Yo, you're on a billboard in Pittston. You're on a billboard." Like, and I'm like, it was just plastered everywhere. I'm like, holy shit. And now,
Jared, baby,
now here's
okay?
Now the funniest part I found a sheet that dealt with like using like your image for like school marketing that was clearly unsigned. So I just remember being like,
Yeah.
You're just that damn good, Jay.
yeah. But yeah, no, that was kind of like how I got into music in my school. Because like it's like, how do I? Like I remember telling classmates like, yeah, I play music. I love Green Day, I love Yellowcard, I love Blink-182. Oh, you guys aren't responding to me. Cool. But then slowly, I eventually started my first band in junior year. My band was called The Rendezvous Point. We did not spell rendezvous correctly because that is a long word.
It's a weird word.
And it is.
And
very
most
weird.
people aren't even going to catch that. They're
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
That's probably how it's spelled.
Yeah, but it's so funny because like we spelled it
pronounced
different. We spelled it differently, and then people were like, "That's not how you spell rendezvous," and it's like, who gives a shit? It's literally like the songs we wrote were 3-chord punk songs. We were a high school band. It doesn't matter.
It's not how you spell Motley Crue either, but
It worked out for them.
yeah.
So yeah.
Fine.
I was telling John this story earlier, and fuck it, I'll say it on camera. I at some point, and it's been over a decade, so it's fine. At some point, I got kicked out of that band, and one of the reasons, I won't say names, but the one particular member was like, "Oh yeah, you don't fit the image. Like we're trying to get on Warped Tour." Womp
What?
womp womp.
We play
Yeah.
We ended up playing Warped Tour, and then within that circle, that quote unquote scene of kids,
Yeah.
I was the only one that got to play Warped Tour. So
Suck it.
And shout out to David Teig. Also, I'll tell you what, Catholic school really taught a lot of music. Like, so shout out to David Teig if you're watching. You've been a tremendous influence on my life. I still appreciate you. He was a choir director there. He's now actually back doing music there at Holy Rosary in Duryea. And he basically keeps our parish kind of together, and so I just wanted to give that a quick shout out before I send it over to CJ. And all his knowledge, his wisdom.
I don't have a lot to talk about. I was quiet, just had my small group, 2-3 friends throughout high school.
all you need.
That was it. Played it simple.
that's all you need.
Didn't talk to a lot of people. Didn't try to stand out. Just show up because I had to and go home.
And then here we are.
That's my high school experience.
If you dig deep in his Facebook, you will find a pre-beard CJ. It's unbelievable.
It's rare.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
You'll find it.
You'll find it.
You'll find it.
All in all, though, school really benefited us, at least for the part where it kind of shaped us who we are. Even though we were the quiet ones, even though I was not the quiet one, but even though people that were chilling, they explored their interests, and that's really what education is about. Is aside from the paperwork and all the bullshit that you have to go through, what do you really want to do? How can our school, how can any school get you to that next step? So I'm glad we made it out all right. For those that got the diploma, baby, we salute you. Cheers to that.
Well, since we're on this topic, let's talk about some of the imagery you guys have used to promote the album. Justin, if you want to put up some of the images there from that were shot in the high school and stuff. And the album cover has these fun kind of cartoon versions of you guys. So who did those? And did that go through a draft process? Like, no, I don't think my nose is that big. Like people are, when you get a cartoon of yourself,
Right. So at first, before we landed on the classroom idea, we were going for like an 80s style family photo, like something really horrible.
Yeah.
But we ended up landing with the school idea.
Okay.
GBZB Creations, Zach and Gina have done nothing but phenomenal stuff for us.
Cheers to you guys.
We laid out the ideas and they just threw them out exactly how we wanted it every time, they brought what we wanted to life, and we can't thank them enough.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know about you guys, but it was weird because I don't got much hair left, and that's okay. But honestly, really not giving them a lot of detail. They kind of picked out exactly how we were.
Yeah.
It was kind of effed up. Not gonna lie, like it was because naturally I'm shooting a spitball at him. And naturally, that just happens to always occur. And we didn't give them advice, like anything, and they nailed the look. He looked so good. Jerry and CJ look so stunning, and like even the glare of the glasses, like it just
Cool touch.
Yeah, and I mean because his smile is so big and it's awesome, and I love it when he does smile because you're a good dude. But like that kind of the blank, the kind of the expression, and even Jerry too, with just a chill piece. Like when you look and refer to that, it really is. It fits our personality perfectly, you know.
And what's super cool about like the record, right? So if you come to the show on Saturday, you could get the CD. When you open it. There's a bunch of lockers. The
really
CD
cool.
is lockers, but when you take the CD out, it's like a flashlight shining on this guy over here, spray painting the lockers. So it's super cool.
That's awesome.
Right. There's a whole concept behind it, and again, it's really awesome because we didn't give them anything, did we? Like not literally
Give them some ideas,
little
ideas.
We let them take it steer the ship, and it did not disappoint.
No,
I mean look, we're already cartoon characters as it is.
Yeah, we're already characters. So they freaking I couldn't imagine it any better, and I would have loved to see if those animated characters could ever come to life. Wow, that's wishful thinking.
Cool.
Wishful thinking, but I'll tell you what: if somebody out there that's listening is interested in making a cup of Triana, you should contact me. I will pay for it. I don't even fucking care. I would love to see. I would love to see.
You heard it here first. He's paying.
I will literally pay for that because I would love to see those characters come to life. At least to capture just how fun this whole process was. So
absolutely.
Shout out to those guys and thank you.
So one of the subjects we talked about on the show a couple of years ago, we talked about the Warped Tour experience and everything, which was great for you guys. And one of the things we're kind of lamenting was the fact that it's going away, and now it's been gone. And the pandemic has obviously put off any
serious shows.
Serious big shows and things like that. So now that you guys are going to we'll talk about your announcement in a minute, but going to get on the road and promote this record and stuff. What does a band do now? Like, how do you get out there? What are you looking to get? Are you looking to get on like festivals, or how is it that you get a record out there these days?
Market yourself well on social media.
Yes.
Learn the trends, whether it be the reels, the shorts, whatever is hot. Learn it. We don't know how to do that.
We're learning.
I will say, playing the shows now in this day and age, necessarily, an artist doesn't have to even do that. And they could be,
which is
bigger
crazy
than
to think about.
Right. We would love to do bigger shows. But like you said, like marketing, playlisting, anything like that, that is the way. Merchandise, that's the biggest thing. We have a lot of cool merch coming. If you're coming to the show, just saying.
Check it out. Exclusive stuff, really cool.
Only at the shows.
Yep.
But that's the way to do it. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what. Shout out to Chris for actually taking that. See, we all shoot ideas, but Chris has really been astronomically involved in that. Even the dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like
Usually the dumb
shit. But
it pays off.
I was gonna say, and honestly, it's really cool because these guys. We all have multiple talents. We're really, really involved in whatever we do, but to see that kind of stuff come out and to see the marketing and we're trying, so if y'all are listening out there that want a kick-ass opener or a headliner, wink wink, a nice rock and roll band that will suit your audience, please let us know.
We promise to not blow your PA out.
We won't.
Due to the loudness.
We are loud, but not that loud.
We'll keep it slightly below.
Yeah, we'll be okay. We're good people. We're respectful people. But going through, and again, like bands don't have to go about all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but we're really worried about. I think. Well, I don't know. I could speak for me. I don't know about these guys, but quality. We're here for quality. Not quantity. We want those that are supporting us to get the best experience, no matter what, Rich. You know, it's plain and simple, and that's just what artists should do. You know, 100% all the time.
So I'm sorry then to pull you away from practice tonight to do this.
No. We don't practice. What?
Coming up very soon.
We'll be okay. I know it's really.
We'll double down next week.
We'll double down. Yeah.
All right.
No, this again, this whole experience being on NEPA Scene, and this is my first time here. Hopefully not the last, of course.
Of course.
It is a true privilege to be part of NEPA Scene.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks, man.
To actually understand how much of an influence and how much of a benefit it is to have someone like you in our community.
Oh, thank you.
No, really, this whole program. Justin behind the desk here, John, probably getting us more beer because we just effed this whole case up. Good God, UD did.
He might be out there drinking the rest of it.
I'll tell you what. I definitely haven't had my. Fill, I guess. But either way, it takes a man to build something like, or a woman, of course, to build something so great, especially on their own. One person doing something like this, and then they'll come and they'll follow. And that when you see there's leaders out there. I mean, Electric City Music Conference, NEPA Scene. There's so many different things that this community and the artists in this community have to offer. The Art Walk in Wilkes-Barre, the FM Kirby Center. Those people are keeping this kind of art alive. So you're not interrupting our practice. This is plenty for us.
We're
forever grateful.
What do you guys have planned for that show? It's by the way, Saturday, June 11th at Carl Hall in Wilkes-Barre. Powder Keg Culture and Into Sunday. Poor Into Sunday. They had that show coming up for their release show a couple of times, and just every time something, weather or whatever really prevented. Yeah, just really prevented them from having their show.
3 snow delays, I think it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be.
And tonight we have this crazy storm, which I'm sure you're hearing in the background. But thankfully we all made it here safe.
We'll
Absolutely.
Get there too.
We're excited for the show. I would come on time. There might be something in between you don't want to miss. But we're gonna play probably the longest set we've ever played, which we're excited for.
Nice.
We're just excited to see everybody come out and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, Into Sunday, even Powder Keg, these guys are great friends. And all it comes down to is this whole show. Bring yourselves, bring your friends. This is a celebration. This is a party. It's BYOB at Carl Hall. We love those guys too. AJ Jump, all those guys just taking care of us there at Carl Hall that are hosting our show. Please come. Please buy the tickets. They're all available online. Cheaper at the door. You better show up.
Whoa.
I ain't gonna sing it. But whatchamacallit, I love him, dude. I hate him so much. Oh, God. How did we beat? What the fuck? But Into Sunday, shout out to them. Powder Keg Culture, shout out to those guys. We had a list of bands, and honestly, those two stuck out. We were just like, dude, these guys are so good. We love their music personally. And it would be a privilege to have them open it up for us because, of course, again, it's a celebration of friends. This is made with love. This whole album, this whole experience was made by friends, for friends, with love. And bring your friends, too, for those that are coming through. But what to expect is just an absolutely unbelievable time. Yeah. We're setting the tone now. June 10th, listen to it on the drop for midnight. Or bump it on the car to work or wherever the hell you are for the next morning, and be ready to know the songs because you're gonna learn them, and I hope that they stick in your heart forever.
Listen to it on the way to the show.
Yeah, let's do it on the way
there
to
we
the show.
go.
Yeah.
It'll be there on all platforms. Thank you, DI, for helping us out with that as well. But to expect is a good, solid, kick-ass, loud rock and roll show. Bring your earbuds, bring your friends, bring your booze, whatever makes you happy. You don't need any of that. No bullshit. Just come have a good time, period. On that mark.
And you guys had a big announcement today too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So after that, you guys are going to be hitting the road.
Yeah, so the last week of June, bleeding into July, you can catch us on Stay Loud's Slump Summer Tour. We're very excited about that. We're going to be hitting up New Jersey, Virginia, Maryland, D.C.
East Coast.
We're going to come back and end at Carl Hall because we love Carl Hall. Philly, hopefully. Date pending.
We'll work on it.
If you know anybody, give me a
Let us
call.
know. And thank you for those that have been helping us find a date.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please and thank you. Because we're and yeah, so we are going on tour to a city near you. If you guys have any comments in the chat that you'd like to add of where you'd like to see us go, please give us the ideas. If you have the connects, even better. Bands or friends of bands out there, we don't care. We'll do it. We just want to share our art, and we're grateful for all the help in between. So check us out on tour if you want to come see some cool stuff. It's gonna be fun.
We'll grab
be a
those
fun time.
comments quick here. We'll
Yeah.
wrap
Absolutely.
up. Amy says we'll see you in Stevensville, Maryland.
Hell
Oh,
yeah!
yes. Thank
We will
you.
see you, Amy. Please,
We'll see
please talk to it. Come through. We'd love to meet
Ash
you.
says she'll be there. So
Yes.
Oh, all right, let's go.
Thank you.
We got a heart from Duds earlier, by the way, too.
Duds, we love you.
We'll put that heart right back up.
For the past 10-ish years now, we love you.
Longer than that.
A little longer.
Yeah,
than that.
check us out. I mean, we're going down the East Coast. One day, eventually, go out to West. We've already gotten a ton of responses for the singles out on the West Coast, and even
Yes.
our people in Canada.
Canada wants
Our
us, man.
Fudge.
Canada
I
wants
know.
us bad.
Those
Bad.
crazy bastard maple
Bad.
syrup lovers. I would go Penguins, but I will say that with pride, by the way. But yes, I would love to go to Canada.
We'll
we
be a
would love
little
to go to
cold
Canada.
for you.
And I have some places. Shout out to Saskatchewan. Shout out to Ontario.
Tampa, we're coming.
Yeah.
We're coming, Tampa. Watch out.
Toronto, Tampa, Florida. We got some friends out there. We will be coming soon.
Yes.
But we just gotta get on the move here. We gotta keep it loud. So
We're just very grateful for this opportunity.
yes, please.
Ryan had a quick question here before we wrap up. We covered it a little bit before, but maybe you could speak to the live version. Is it hard to transition to different genres from what you normally play? So maybe, in your live show's case, like you're jumping from, one to the other very quickly.
We're still working on set for the show because of this type of an issue.
Okay.
There's different tunings and just different vibes for each different song.
Yeah,
'cause
right.
it's style.
You don't want to go from like something,
Right.
one to the other that's too jarring.
Right. So if we by chance do an acoustic song, we want to do maybe 2 or 3 together, and then go back and do something, hard hitting.
Sure.
So there's a lot that goes into that. It's very fun to play too because it's different. We don't know how the audience is going to react to that stuff yet. So that's the best part about it. We know how we react, but
Right.
that's why we hope next Friday. Please listen, come out. Just let us know.
Yes.
Let him know with the beard, especially. He needs to know.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
Burning for him. He needs it.
All right. So, and I have one kind of random question I just kind of threw in at the end. I figured, if we have time. I know we might have some nerds on the couch here, possibly. We definitely have a nerd over here. So, if you could have one of your songs featured in a big franchise, like a Star Wars or a Marvel movie or something like that, what would you want it on? And would you have a song
good
in
question.
mind?
Oh, he's ready. Let him go first. He's ready.
Ooh. Trying to think. Hold on. This is a good one. I don't know. I'm gonna go old school, like, cause now since I'm holding
Yeah,
R2.
R2.
How awesome would be hearing Basement while X-Wing fighters
That'd be cool.
are just like,
That'd be cool.
just like flying and stuff, but mine now.
See, I think like our tunes could work with Marvel because they really incorporate that stuff. Where Star Wars is really orchestration and very.
And now with the TV shows too, there's so many more opportunities for that kind of stuff to get in there.
Right. If you guys haven't seen, please, Obi-Wan Kenobi. The first 3 episodes are out right now. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you, and I don't know what you wanted from it, but you're wrong. Whoa!
It's like, all right, that's it.
Regardless, I think Marvel would be super cool. Even just regular, maybe little commercials or I don't know, Law and Order could be cool. Something.
I mean, honestly, it could be in just about anything. I probably wouldn't complain. But
just to be a part of that.
no, I'd probably throw one of our more punk-ish songs in an episode of Letterkenny.
That'd be cool.
If I may shoot my shot, for those that are out there,
Producers, if you're listening,
I would love to see Poison Apple, which is a song on our new album coming out, in Jackass.
That'd be so cool.
I think that song the riff is freaking so dope. And I think people eating absolute shit and
To that
riff. To that riff would be so dope.
Listen, Johnny Knoxville, what you got to do? All right.
Jeff Tremaine, guys, please look no further.
I know you guys are
We're
making
right
a
here.
new Jackass show for Paramount Plus. Hear me out. Poison Apple. Put an apple in someone's ass. And they have to eat it out of their ass. All right? But have it play in the background. That's it. Welcome
such
to
a
Jackass.
specific request. I love it.
Weirdly specific.
That's what they would do.
No, you're not wrong.
It is called Poison Apple.
No. If anything, they would have a horse eat the apple.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Jerry,
that's more in brand with Jackass. Did you not like in the new movie they had a bear with the salmon,
Yes,
salmon
that
and
was
honey.
great.
Oh, and also the funny thing is, my most recent birthday, my girlfriend gave me the T-shirt that he was wearing in that scene. So many books to read, so little time. She got me that. I should have worn it today. But yeah, I officially have that shirt. I was reading. I'm like, this looks so familiar.
I could also see Perennial being like that song that you play like at the end of like, you ever see like a movie where like you leave the party and like the girl breaks up with you and you're kind of like walking home kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can see Perennial be like, boom, doo, 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 like that riff just playing through as he's like moping through the streets sobbing or something. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like it's spur of the moment kind of thing. But I'll tell you what, if there is a Jackass feat or something, it's pretty cool. I've actually had a song from a previous band featured in a movie. Recorded by Ian Lewis in Cinemaniacs Films. You should check that out, Cinemaniacs Films. It's Batman vs. Arrow. An old band of ours called Hearts Unknown was featured in that. That was really cool. Like the end titles, like the subtitle, end title credits. Like the songs.
Yeah.
We were featured in that, and that was really cool too because it fit perfectly. It was just like, wow, this is really cool. So check us out, stay loud. Maybe we'll be on Jackass one day. Letterkenny.
That's the move.
Law and
Listen.
Order. Hopefully.
Actually, if there's any dream I would love to achieve, because I got most of my music growing up through like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh yeah, dude.
Or does anybody? Do you guys remember Dave Mirra? Do you remember Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX?
Dude.
It's because of that game I heard of Sum 41.
Yes. Listen,
So
if
yeah,
Tony
any of
Hawk-
those games that'd be dope.
If Tony Hawk does another game or the next WWE, listen, we have 15 to choose from.
Yes. And you can't
Triple
go
H,
wrong.
call me.
Even the old or a wrestling theme. I would love a wrestling theme. In fact, there was one wrestler that actually reached out to me. Not you didn't what, but anyways, reach out to me and they're like, "Yo, you should make a theme." So I haven't talked to anybody about it yet. I'm just working on it now, but I think these guys should be a great part of that, and I want to try and do it. We should make a wrestling theme song.
Let's do it.
Am I tripping?
We'll just name it SmackDown. Bring SmackDown.
Bro.
Whatever.
What is, dude? What? Is that moving?
What are you talking
I'm
about?
big into paranormal.
Totally.
Oh, you're sick. No way. Whoa. I was like, wait a minute. I got to put this down for a minute. Holy shit. Does that move?
Yeah.
Do that again. Bro. NEPA Scene. Guys, Rich Howe. Please.
R2D2, everybody.
Oh, so I'll give a plug. Five Below, $5 R2D2. He doesn't. He just moves back and forth, but that's all you need really. He's R2. I mean, he doesn't need to do.
Do you have to make noises? Oh,
there it
is. No kidding.
See that's when he would have made that noise if he could have.
Oh, fuck, fix that. I feel so bad. There you go.
Help poor
Keep
R2.
going. If you can't see that, it's trucking right along here. With all
He's trying to get on the carpet there.
Let's try it.
There you go.
Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I saw you guys playing with it, and
Well, I was like, there's a switch, but there's nothing else. I have to push the envelope. What can I say?
absolutely.
Or the button, at least. But all in all, I mean, man, this has been such a great time, dude.
Well, thanks for
Really
coming on. This was a little last minute, so I appreciate you guys making it happen.
Anytime, man. Anytime at all. And I mean, shout out to all those people that are watching. Shout out to all 23,000 likes and followers for NEPA Scene. That's, really, golf clap, hit your space bars, whatever the hell you guys do at home. But, like, when it comes down to it, a community like ours sticks together, you know. Even in the freaking logo for Wilkes-Barre alone, it's the honeybee hive.
Yeah.
The community, you know, working together to create something bigger. We just wanted to say thank you because we wouldn't have been able to grow like this without you. NEPA Scene would have just started out. How many years ago has this been?
It'll be 8 years.
8 years.
September.
Right, and dedication, and I cannot imagine how much of time and money and toll it goes into to do this stuff. I admire that. I hope that one day all of us can do something like that, you know, and just make something special out of it. Because I don't think that most bands, or at least not to be rude, or most people in general, see really just what goes into this stuff. Understands what's behind these cameras, understands what's behind this building and everything, all the heart and soul poured into this stuff. And honestly, if it ever, God forbid, if it ever passed, if it ever died, like, I don't know who could do it, you know? And I just hope that those people that are out there listening, don't be afraid to take that risk. Don't be afraid to do what you love. Don't listen to what other people say. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. And you'll see just the fruits of your benefits. And they'll follow. It will take a long time, 8 years, 5 years, 25 years. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're at. They'll come. And more importantly, they will make sure that you're successful too. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of this beautiful studio and all of the above.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's what we're here for. So
Right.
I appreciate that.
Well,
We appreciate you.
And you know what? It's great to see more independent outlets popping up too. You know,
Yes,
since we
yes,
started, and
yes.
That
special guest.
Yeah,
Check 'em out.
Special guest is awesome.
Self-made.
And some of the stuff that they're going to be doing with local artists that we're going to announce through our site is really great. There's some really cool stuff coming up that you'll want to see.
Excited
That
to see
special
it.
guest is getting.
Check us out, guys. Stay loud. You know, why not? You know, make a deal or something. So, but no, really. And again, it's all about self-made. What do you want to do? And that's what sophomore slump and all of this comes down to: is change is coming.
Yeah.
Change is inevitable. How are you willing to keep going? And how are you willing to make it the best you can?
Absolutely.
And that's what we're here for. So, again, thank you, Rich.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, John, wherever he may be. He's taking the biggest deuce of his life. Please, those that may be religious or not, just say a good prayer for our friend. I don't know where he went, but he's a great dude too. And thank you for setting us up here.
Yeah,
Stay
Thank
loud.
you.
Well, and thank you everybody who tuned in, and hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you did, please share.
Yes.
fight the algorithm with me, please.
Yeah, don't get
Fight it
zucked.
out there. Don't try to follow it. Fight it. Because they want to send you all the divisive, nasty stuff, and that's all they want to fill your feed with. So if you had a good time, you enjoy this. These guys who are trying to do something good, share the good out there. Please share more stuff like this.
Yes.
So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next Wednesday. Have a good night.
Spread the love, stay loud. June
Hey, guys.
11th. We'll see you then.
June 11th.
June 11th.
Love you guys.
Thank you.